Hello class, this is Mr. Lucero and we are going to continue with our lessons. For today we're going to continue an activity from the last unit, so just start. The activity is vocabulary, crime and criminals. This is on page 116, so we're going to work pages 116 and 117, and this is going to be an activity for you, okay? 118. Now let's see. Okay, here. We're going to start Unit 7, as you know, vocabulary number 2, crimes and criminals. Then we have a reading activity, number 2, preserving a burglary scene. And then we continue with grammar, number 2, review must and must not. Let's see. Use your dictionary to look up the meaning of the word in the box. Well, if that is necessary. If not, no problem. For example, let's listen and repeat.
Unit 7, Track 66, Activity 2.
Burglar, burglary, kidnapper, kidnapping, murder, murderer, pickpocket, pickpocketing, robber, robbery, theft, thief, vandal, vandalism.
Well, this being our vocabulary, and remember this vocabulary is about crimes and criminals. Okay, we have burglar, burglary, kidnapper, kidnapping, murder, murderer, pickpocket, pickpocketing, robber, robbery, theft, thief, vandal, and vandalism. Now let's see. Any problem with the vocabulary? Okay, the idea is if you have a problem, use your dictionary to look up for the meanings. Okay, in class we're going to check it, no problem, but you can get ready. Now listen, no, you listen, check and repeat. I suppose you practice. Now let's see with number 3. In number 3 says copy and complete a chart using the words in activity 1. And we have two choices. One can be criminal and crime, or crime and criminal. For example, let's say crime is a burglary, goes with crime, and with criminal, so the person, burglar. No, this is the activity, and this is a person. We have kidnapper and kidnapping. Murder, murderer. Pickpocket, pickpocketing. Robber, robbery. Theft, thief. Vandal and vandalism. So what are you going to do? Remember to complete the vocabulary with the correct place. Crime or criminal. Also here you have an example. Let's continue with tip. Tips, rob, place, and steal things. A thief robbed in a bank and stole $2,000 million, for example. No. Remember, once again, thieves rob places and steal things. I like on the street. And a thief or the thief rob in a bank. No, are like more than a cell phone or a wallet. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's continue. Complete the sentences with the word from the chart. Remember, in this part you are going to use this vocabulary. A. Stole a bike or stole my bike from outside school. Here is the example, for example. Okay? I think is the most serious crime. Killing someone is unacceptable. Remember, use the vocabulary. Okay? Stole my cell phone from my pocket when I was on the train. Once again, I check my vocabulary. The police caught the after the release the victim. No one knew where she saw for days. No one knew where she was for days. I think graffiti is a form of I saw three running away from the bank yesterday. They stole $1,000 or 1 million. It depends on the quantity. G. There has been an increase in recently. Someone broke all the windows at the city hall. Be careful with your wallet on the bus. It's a real problem here. So remember, you're going to use the vocabulary in order to complete activity number 4. Let's continue with the next activity. In the next activity, we have reading number 2, preserving a burglary scene. Look at the title and the pictures. What do you think the text is about? Read, listen, and check your answers. No, only the pictures and the title. Preserving a burglary scene. No, here is like a window. A glass window is broken, and there is a person, no, in a room, no, calling someone, no, and also the room is a mess. No, es un destrozo. It's a mess. What happened? Yeah, someone entered and what happened? Steal? Yeah, it's a possibility. Okay, let's see. Here we have preserving a burglary scene. Detective investigating crimes look for clues like footprints, which can identify the criminals. Why? Because police officers know that all criminals sometimes make mistakes. Check out what you must or must not do in case of burglary. 1. Call the police immediately. Besides making sure you get immediate help and some advice on how to preserve the crime scene, you must report the crime under your name in order to testify for the state if it prosecutes the burglar. Don't move things around. If you ever get home and realize your house been broken into, although you might feel like immediately looking for your precious belonging, be careful. You must not touch some keys item like internal door handles, faucets, and windows if you want the police to ever catch the criminal. Look for suspects' movements. One of the most important things to help police locate the criminal is to have clues of how they entered to the and left the place in order to help with that. You have to notice if there are any signs of open doors or windows or footprints or footsteps, I'm sorry. And you must not close any doors or any window before the police arrive. Keep an authorized police card. No, keep an authorized police out. In order to preserve all evidence that you have taken care of in the previous item, avoid letting strangers into the house. Okay? So this is especially when someone will enters to your house without permission, no, for a robbery. Now, Read the text again and answer that question. Here you have question letter A. What the text genre is? How A? Oh, sorry. 1. How to list, or 2. A newspaper report. B. What must you do with entry and exit points? Leave them as they are or close them all for safety. C. What should you do in case someone offers help? Let them help tidy your house, or don't let him. Sorry, don't let them in an accept help in ordered ways. No. So all the answers are here. Yeah, all the answers are here. So please, if you don't remember, try to listen again or read. No, here is the article. Here is the article, preserving the vocabulary. No, once again, I'm stop moving because you can take a screenshot. Okay, that's the idea, and then you can answer. Now let's see. Let's remember the grammar. Number 2 says review must or must not. This is a review, so what does it mean? That you did it before. Read the sentences below. Circle the ones showing prohibition and underline those which express obligations or duty. When witnessing a crime, you must report it to the police. Okay, in that case, this is the first activity, the first example. So you need to identify if that is a prohibition or an obligation. That's easy. Prohibition or obligation. Letter B. Criminals offenses must be punished. Okay. Let's continue with letter C. The police must not search your home without a search warrant. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see. Letter D. If the police wanted to search your home, they must do it in your presence. Or letter E. As a witness, you must not hide any detail from the police. Okay? So, it says underline, okay, circle the ones showing prohibition, okay, and underline the obligations. Let's see. We have must and mustn't. In the case of must, they express obligation, and mustn't is like a prohibition. Okay, if I say we're going to use colors instead of circle or underline. For example, here says we must report it. Must report. What is this? Must. Okay, must is an obligation. Okay, must is going to be obligation. Criminal offense must be. Criminal offenses must be. Once again, obligation. Okay, the police must not search your home without a search warrant. Must not. This is a prohibition. Yeah, this is a prohibition. Let's wait for prohibition. If the police want to search your home, they must do it in your presence. Must do is an obligation. As a witness, you must not hide any detail from the police. Must not. Why do you wait for must not? Because we're going to change color. Okay, we're going to change color. We're going to put it like color, I don't know, purple. Okay, so here is must not search, and you identify now that purple is obligation. Okay, now let's see. Look at the chart below. Check the correct information as the rules of must and must not. Let's see. You must report the crimes. Obligation, duty. Deduction. The suspect must be from another neighborhood. Prohibition. You must not carry a gun without permission. Okay? The police must investigate that murder. So those are examples, no? But in the first part, they are like obligations, no? In the second part, deduction, and in the third part is a prohibition. No, in that case, you can see that must could be as deduction too. Let's see. Must. Must can only be used to express obligation. Must not is used to express prohibition. Oh, you can see in the chart that is obligation and deduction. So letter A is not possible. Letter B is possible. No, must not is used to express prohibition. Okay, now let's see. Remember, this chart is going to be very important for you. Read the sentences below, right? O, if must express obligation, and D, if it express deduction. So in this case, we're going to see obligations and deductions. Okay, now let's see. A crime scene reconstructionist must keep his or her report confidential. This is an obligation, of course. No, it's an obligation. How, teacher? How? Because if there were a deduction, no, you can maybe talk about someone like the suspect, no, sospechoso. No, in this case, a crime scene reconstruction must keep his or her report confidential. It's like an obligation. It's like, for example, when you go to the doctor and the doctor don't say everybody that you are sick. It's like confidential. Jonathan Blair must be the robber. He has already gone to a trial for bank robberies. That is a deduction because it gives extra information also. All staff must wear safety equipment to access the area. It's an obligation. No, it's like, for example, today, if you want to go out, you want to go to supermarket or a market, you use a face mask. It's an obligation. No, a special wear safety equipment. D. The robbers must have hidden the money, but where? It's a deduction, not where. Let's see. No, you can read once again. I try to do the activity so that you can practice. Now we're going to continue in a second activity.